This is what a $1.6 million window cleaning company actually looks like. So today I'm gonna take you inside everything. From the trucks, to the warehouse, to the office, to even the part of the business that most people don't know that we do. So we've got 10 wrapped trucks, we've got 2 warehouse spaces, we've got a whole rebooking team, and then we have a team of technicians that does jobs all over the Phoenix Valley every single day. So this is where our operation actually lives. So this is where all the trucks get parked at night so that they're safe and nobody can get to them. This is where all of our supplies are. This is where we wash our towels and everything. All of our ladders and everything stay in here so that they're nice and safe. Nobody has access to it. So I actually misspoke earlier. We actually have 12 wrap trucks, but one of them is my diesel truck that I just drive, and then one of them's a sales truck. But one of the things I get asked about a lot is why we have so many trucks for the amount of revenue that we're doing. And the reason for that is we just need a lot of trucks in the fall because of Christmas lights and window cleaning. So most window cleaning companies that do Christmas lights, they have the luxury, I guess you could say, of their winters being really slow. So they can slow down window cleaning in the fall and start doing Christmas lights and use the same trucks. For us here in Arizona, our busiest window cleaning season is October and November. Those will be our 2 busiest cleaning months. So what that means is we have to have a lot of trucks and a lot of people ready to go in order to fulfill on Christmas lights. So you see these 2 older trucks behind me. I just bought these years ago, and I just paid cash for them because I didn't want to be paying a loan on Christmas light trucks that are just sitting. So they just sit from February through when we start installing again in September. This GMC truck is a leased one. The lease is actually up in October, and we're over our mileage limitation on it, so it's not really being used right now. We're just going to turn it back in October. That truck over there is also a Christmas light truck, and then we have one more Christmas light truck that's actually out today. So right now we have about 5 trucks out today. My plan for the fall, last fall we ran 6 one-man window cleaning trucks, and that GMC was one of them. This year we're actually transitioning to 2-man crews, so my plan for this fall is to run 5 2-man crews and then run our 4 Christmas light trucks. I did the math on this earlier, and what's really cool is with those 9 trucks out in the fall, our daily capacity is about $18,000 that we're looking to fill to. So one of the most important pieces of business in general is branding. And I always tell people this, that like in the early days when you're just getting started, it's not that important and people worry too much about it, but long-term, it's the most important thing that you can spend money on. I wouldn't worry about like spending a ton of money early, but long-term you should spend as much money as it takes to get a good brand done. So just imagine it as our trucks, they all look the exact same. As they pull up to a house, just like the level of perceived value that we have, how many people see our trucks and they remember the draft and they notice the orange coming down the road, you can't miss it. So here's another one of our trucks. It's actually not fully set up right now, but I'm gonna show you what it would look like if it was fully set up. So all of our window cleaning trucks have 3 ladders on them, and they pretty much allow us to get everywhere we need. So we have a 20-foot extension ladder for getting to 2-story windows. We have an 8-foot A-frame, which is really good for getting to like the windows above front doors and things like that. And then in the bed, we'll always have a 4-foot A-frame as well, which is our normal ladder for cleaning like 1-story windows. We'll bring that inside in order to get, you know, a couple steps up to reach the top of windows. So this one's not set up, like I said, but if it was, we would have the 4-foot A-frame in here. We can fit a water-fed system and water-fed pole if we need to, and we can actually fit a pressure washer in here as well. These Ford Mavericks are awesome. They're like 25 grand brand new. We have all hybrids and they get like 30 plus miles per gallon. So they're really good window cleaning trucks. All of our other stuff stays inside usually. So inside what we would typically have is all of our tools. So our packs with our squeegee and our washer sleeves, our bucket. We usually have a clean laundry hamper full of clean towels, and then we'll have a dirty towel bucket as well. So at the end of the day, the guys can just take their dirty towel bucket into the shop and then start the laundry so that we always have fresh, clean towels. So we like to keep everything tools-wise inside just so it's out of the heat and nobody can take it or whatever. So the van is probably our most unique vehicle. It's the only van that we actually have, and it's used for sunscreens. Sometimes we have these huge sunscreens that are like 6 feet by 6 feet, and they don't fit in a truck bed. So we have to have the van to transport them. And then after sunscreen season is over, this van is actually one of our Christmas light trucks. So from February through August, it installs screens and goes and does quotes and things like that. And then from September through January, it does Christmas light installs and then takedowns. So this van drives more than any van or any of our vehicles do because it's going out to quotes every day, going and installing screens, and it doesn't really get a break the way that some of the other trucks get a break. So here's where we wash our towels. This is super important because we have to wash towels every single day. And I remember back in the day when I had my first couple employees, I was like bringing towels every single day home and washing them, and that's just a mess. So we have to have a washing machine here because the bathroom's here and that's where water is. And then our dryer's like on the other side because that's where the only place that the electrical would work. So they're kind of have to drag them over to the dryer, but that's all right. So towels are here. Our extra pressure washers are here. So we don't have pressure washers on our trucks every single day. We don't do as much pressure washing as like people would, where there's a lot of organic growth and stuff with how dry it is in Arizona. But these can just get loaded into a truck as needed. This is really just a lot of extra ladders here. All of these will be out during Christmas light season, but this is why we have to just have so much stuff ready to go for when those like 9 or 10 trucks are out. And then over here, all of our water fed equipment. It's honestly kind of a mess right now. Like it's not perfect, but everybody knows where everything is. We don't have water fed systems on our trucks every single day. Contrary to popular belief, here in Arizona, it's really hard to get good results with water fed on a first time clean. Windows get so dirty here. I wish that we could just water fed everything, but over and over, we just haven't got good results. So we usually only water fed repeat cleans and like regular cleans. So water fed gets loaded in the truck as needed. Over here, I know it's a mess and I apologize, but all of our soap, all of our like the white scrub pads that we use, we don't use steel wool anymore because you guys know you use it and then it rusts and then it gets all over your truck bed and it's just a mess. So we use these 3M white scrub pads. Our track cleaners, every single truck has a vacuum on it for cleaning tracks. So over here is where our dryer is, so we can get all of our towels dried every single day, and then all of our scooters. So one thing that we have consistently done is flyers on doors. So it's always been one of our best lead sources. I actually do not have a flyer runner right now. A couple of them quit. I had to fire one. And just with the season, I'm not hiring another one till fall. Most of the country is really busy with window cleaning in June and July. In Arizona, those are our slowest months of the whole year. So in the fall, I'll hire flyer runners. We'll have a couple of them who just go and put flyers on doors every single day. And they ride these scooters in order to get around faster. So they come back here and they charge them every day. So the cool thing about having this big warehouse is having a nice parking spot for the Corvette. I'm honestly blessed to just be able to drive this thing, and it's always a constant reminder to me of what's actually possible. And just makes me grateful for the hard things that I had to do early on in business in order to have the business that I can enjoy today. So this is definitely one of the most important rooms in the entire business. And this is where all of our rebooking happens. So this is where we follow up with customers. This is where we get old customers back on the schedule. And this is where we get recurring jobs back on the calendar. So soon there'll actually be 3 people in this office typically. So we've typically had our office manager work from home, but we're actually bringing them in person now. So we're hiring a new one right now. They're gonna be here. And then this is Dwayne over here. So Dwayne's whole job is just calling our customer list, getting people back on the schedule. And then usually Mike is here, but he's not today. Lately, he's been in the field as a technician every once in a while. He also does Christmas light sales for us. And then he's also doing rebooking efforts as well. So he kind of has varied roles, but usually he would be here. So our overall goal is to get people to buy window cleaning from us 2 to 4 times per year. So with the rebooking efforts, what we're doing is we're running a list of people who haven't been serviced in the last 3 months. And we're trying to call those people once a month. We have a pretty big list now, about 7,000 people. So the more touches that we can get to them, the more we can call them and get a hold of them, the more likely they are to rebook. Probably the most famous marketer of all time is Dan Kennedy. One of the things that Dan talks about is the importance of being able to afford to spend more money to acquire a customer than your competition. So what that means is if my customers are worth more to me, if I can get them to repeat and buy from me more often, I can then spend more money in advertising to go and get a new customer because my customers are worth more to me. And that's how I win in business, and that's how I can spend more than my competition. So this is a very small thing cost-wise, but it makes a huge difference for your guys. So we just provide snacks and drinks for them. So chips, trail mix, like stuff like that. We just try to have snacks always stocked in here so they can come in and grab what they want in the morning. And then we have a little mini fridge as well that we keep stocked with waters and Gatorade. It's over 100 degrees out here in Arizona today. It's probably gonna be about 110 today. Very, very important that our guys stay hydrated so they can take as much water and Gatorade as they need for the day. So most people who follow this channel know Reach is just a window cleaning company, but this warehouse actually tells a completely different story. So this warehouse is used to store all of our Christmas light material. So that's why you'll see all these totes. We own all of these lights, which makes it very profitable every year as they go back out. We're extremely profitable. And then also in this warehouse, we build sunscreens. So this is very specific to Arizona and some other hot states. Some people have never even heard of these. But these are thick mesh screens that are designed to cover the entire window and help with the heat coming in. So they drastically help with electric bills and just like the heat coming in through the windows of your home. So all of our screens are actually all built in-house here every single day. And this is where the frame is cut. So we actually have 3 of these really cool tables. You won't be able to buy these anywhere because my dad made them. So shout out to my dad. But all the frame is cut here, and then it's actually the mesh is put on the screens here. So like, for example, if I don't have any cut frame, but if I had a screen that was cut, I would be able to set it here, and then you can roll out the mesh and then use the spleen to put the mesh in. So my guy, Evan, he's super good at all this stuff. He's been building screens for like 4 years for us. And I think he's the best screen builder in the world. So Christmas light season runs from mid-September for us to mid-December. Last year we did about 600K in revenue just in Christmas lights, and it's a pretty big piece of my business. So you see every single one of these totes has a number on it, and this is how we organize people. So at the end of the season, we'll pull all the totes out, we'll put them back in order after all the lights were taken down, and then on our spreadsheet, we'll put a number by every single customer. So next year when we schedule that person, in the job notes, it's going to have their tote number. So then when the guys are ready to go out for the day, they'll just grab tote 285 and they know who that customer is. And then it's really easy just to go and put those lights back on the same house. Cool thing about Christmas lights is like, you're just selling happiness to people. So it's a very unique service, high tickets, high repeat rate. It's absolutely one of my favorite services. So this is my office, and this is where I spend most of my time now. So I'm never out cleaning windows anymore, but I'm in here working on the business, building systems, working on hiring, and doing whatever is needed to push the needle to get to the next level. The shift from being the technician and working in the business to being the owner and working on the business is by far the most important transition that you can make inside of your window cleaning business. Now, it's not gonna happen overnight. Like eventually you have to start hiring people and start building a team. But once you do that, that's when you can start going really fast. So back in the early days, my day-to-day looked a lot like being in the field, being the guy doing the thing, answering the phone, trying to go and put out flyers or whatever that looked like. Now it's a little bit different. So here in this office, I'm making strategic decisions. I'm hiring our next employees. I spend a lot of my time now coaching my clients, my other window cleaning clients who are looking to grow their business like I did. Do most of my calls here from this office. And overall, I just spend my time in here making sure that everything is running smoothly and that the business continues to grow. So my computer's right here. I'm a big Mac guy, so I have this exact same computer at my home office as well, which I work from time to time. Got my ring light so that I look nice and pretty on camera. Got my mini fridge here. So, you know, this is always stocked full of drinks. It actually needs to be restocked, but you know, I got my Ghost Energy drinks in here. If you know, you know. Got this air fryer here that I never actually used, so I don't know why it's still here, but it's here. So I've got my Vibe board right now. It's not logged in or anything, but this thing is awesome. I can present on this. I can do like notes on this thing. You guys have probably actually seen it in previous YouTube videos where I'm like writing on it. So this smart board is super cool. So this part of the office is super cool. When I'm on camera, when I'm on Zoom calls or whatever, it looks really nice behind me. What people don't know about this that I think is awesome is my wife built this whole thing like 8 months pregnant. She was like super pregnant and she did all of it. So I'm not very handy guy. I don't use my hands very much. I don't really build anything. I would have just hired somebody, but she volunteered to do it. So put whatever this wood stuff is in here, painted it, put the shelves in. A few things that we have on the shelf. This is a signed Tim Tebow helmet. People ask me about it a lot. I actually paid to sponsor an event that Tim Tebow was speaking at, and then the sponsors got those. So that's why I have that. Picture of me and my wife. When you buy a new Corvette, Chevy sends you this little model thing that's kind of cool. It has like your VIN number and stuff on it. So there's that. Little fake plant. TV that really never gets used outside of during March Madness. I'll come in here and watch basketball from it when I probably should be working. And then over here, I have this carbon fiber squeegee. So WCR came out with these a couple years ago, I think, maybe a year ago. This was like $200 or $300, which is a total waste of money, but I just thought it would look cool, so I bought it. Got another little orange Corvette toy. This is my Conquer seven figure club plaque. So Conquer is a business coaching program I used to be in that actually doesn't exist, but I was in it when I got my first $1 million year, and they get this plaque out, so just kind of cool. Pictures. This is a little whistle. I used to coach high school basketball. I actually quit recently, but this was from that. It was a gift. And then this, Brittany, my wife, got me this for our first event, just as like a celebration little trophy thing that we put on our first live event. So little live event plug. Coming up August 20th and 21st, I'm having a live event. If you're interested in attending, just send me a message on Instagram at Ryan the Window Cleaner and let me know. Tickets will be $4.97. It'll be a 2-day event teaching everything I possibly can about window cleaning, and it'll be in Denton, Texas. So that's Reach window cleaning. The trucks, the warehouses, the offices, the sunscreens, the Christmas lights, all of it. So if you're just starting out and all of this seems a little bit overwhelming, I just want to promise you that this is very doable and it's very obtainable. I'm nothing special. I'm really not that smart, but I just kept working hard, even when things got hard, and I just kept pushing through. I built the right team. I got the trucks, etc., and now we do really, really well. So if you like this video and it was at all helpful, it would mean the world to me if you'd hit that subscribe button and comment down below where you're at in your window cleaning business. And follow along for more videos coming out soon.